entire journey of the Eastern wisdom, if we summarize, it has three words. First word is awakening. So that awakening is that sometimes you get a spark inside. Oh, that is it. And the real journey starts. Because that spark gives you a fade. You undergo, but how it comes? Because when we are continuously doing the practice, gaining the knowledge of the Eastern wisdom about real self. So after that spark, commitment comes naturally. So after awakening, we have to realize. And after realization, still the journey continues for transformation. The transformation takes time, but the spark is there. Why I said so? You may get upset during the day. You are all seekers, but the moment you get upset, that spark takes your mind within. Come on, nothing to be upset. Let us continue my journey. So once we have that understanding in our intellect, then we are clear. Clear about what? What we are learning. Always keep in mind that every talk focus on who am I? What is this world outside? And what is this existence? Why? I'm a part of the existence. I'm a part of the world. Then why I am learning? That must be 100% clear in our day-to-day life. I am learning for two reasons: end of suffering and awakening to real self. Why awakening to real self? That is of the nature of permanent peace, happiness, love, and wisdom. So have you ever thought while sitting alone, do I love peace? Yes, I love peace. So it means if I love peace, peace is my nature. And then question. So that gives you an understanding that why I don't live in peace 24/7 if peace is my nature. That is the right question in Eastern wisdom. And what is the right question in medical science? I have anxiety. What are the symptoms of? You go on digging yourself. Only on the anxiety, and stress, Who doesn't live in stress? You become a philosopher. So you become a seeker, I have to get into the peace. You see, the entire thought structure is different. That is why we need to study Eastern wisdom. So two questions are answered: what we are learning, why, and who is studying, who is learning. Is the person capable, ready? You say, no, let me drive your car. Do you have a driving license? No. Then you cannot drive. You are not ready. So same question we should be asking ourselves. Then the journey becomes beautiful. The last point, and Jack was pointing that you changed my life. Now, what is the source? The source is the knowledge of the Eastern wisdom. So, in order to become a seeker, we are learning fourfold practices. You already understood the knowledge part in the intellect is discernment, clarity. So once that is clear, then behavior. That behavior change takes place by dispassion. So misalignment remains. We already find, I have understood, but still the problem is there. So then we have been learning about the 6 treasures. First of them is the sama, relax, calm, equanimity of the mind. So that helps us to start working on the mind. Pay more attention, think of it. Think of it. Is mind working on me or I am working on the mind? Anxiety. Mind is working on me or I am working on the mind? Stress. No. I move with affection and love and care to the people. Is mind working on me or I am working on the mind? You will have a clarity. Then we have come to the second treasure, that is Dama. So normally, for the sake of intellectual understanding, we say sensory control. But that control is not suppression. What is that goal? The cultivating new habits and replacing the old habit. So old habits are located in the mind as my behavior, as my attitude. So when we say cultivating new habits in the mind, we channelize sensory perception. So when you channelize that sensory perception, what is sensory perception? I see you. This is one. Sight, sound, touch, taste, smell. Have you ever seen a particular smell triggers a particular emotion, and emotion triggers a particular thought in the mind? Same thing with the sight, same thing with all the 5 sense organs. So we channelize, we give it a new channel. Channelize. Channelize comes from channel, we have many TV channels. So that's how we understand. You channelize, you switch on. You switch on to the channel. What it means? You see a person, the mind triggers. Oh, what a crazy guy. Channelize. You are harming your mind. Whether the person is crazy or good, nothing to do with me. Channelize. Did you understand that? That is what the Dama is. Dama is. Our emotion triggers. We get married, we start living with our honey, and gradually after a couple of years, the mind triggers certain specific emotions. We have to replace it. If there is anything that is causing the problem, are you understanding that? So it means Dama is a practice 24/7. I should live into that awareness. So what is that means? Can I bypass my sensory perception of sight about you all, as a man, as a woman, as a girl, as a young or old, to one real self? What happens? The mind now has changed. Now the mind is not running after the things outside that may cause trouble, that may cause anxiety, that may cause reaction. Now there is no chance of reaction. We have many yoga teachers. This is real yoga, my friend. Lara, Brandy, and Jerry. This is real yoga. Everything is good. What is happening in the world, popular yoga, styles of yoga, everything is good. We are not criticizing there. We are understanding what is real. So do you see that? Do you see that you change by channelizing the sensory perception? And this is a very deep and a great science. You can say one very important part of yoga, which is known as upasana. The word is known as upasana, to bring senses to perceive real self, not to perceive anxiety, not to perceive reaction, not to perceive duality, not to perceive. So what happens when I don't perceive in my mind all those stuff? I'm happy. Look at the role of upasana. So if we go a little deeper, the word upasana means sitting nearby. So to whom sitting nearby? Sitting nearby the teacher, sometimes we say sitting nearby the God, sitting nearby the real self. But how? Sitting nearby with the knowledge. From where we get the knowledge? From the discernment, fourfold practice. You see, all are connected. So then dispassion comes, I have to change. Change here is channelizing. That is one meaning of, you can say, upasana. Traditionally, I would say traditionally, or sometime I would say mechanically. You know, that yoga has become a part of a tradition for all, I would say for all Indians, but in a different way. That is not the real thing. Why? You wake up in the morning, you see your car, you worship your car. You are riding a bicycle, so you put some symbolism. Goddess of power, Durga is there. I saw Ashok sometime, he was putting a big .com here, offering a prayer. So it has become more or less a mechanical. But when you understand it and then you perform the upasana, it brings a tremendous change. So what I said, I think last session we covered that we change the perception through the mind into the sense organ. All women are goddess. One perception. All women, just for the sake of understanding, are object of pleasure. See, same thing, the women perceives the men as an object of pleasure or the personification of the God. So we use this tool to cultivate new habit and replace the old. Did you get it? And in that upasana we discussed, yes, I talked about it, goddess of wealth, goddess of power, goddess of knowledge. Are you getting it, Ashok? In your house, apart from your honey, she is a goddess of knowledge, goddess of wealth, goddess of power. So you don't allow your mind to even think, she doesn't know anything, she doesn't practice. That is none of your business. Now, Ashok is very old with me, so I can talk to him. He will not become angry. So here comes the two words that we need to understand in upasana. One is attachment and other is affection. Now understand, you are living day by day. You go to the store, you see an object, you are pulled by that object. Pulled means you are chasing that object. That is attachment. How many times we are pulled by the sensory channel every day? That triggers your past impression and old habits, and put you in suffering. Are you getting it? So there is two words, attachment, and the other is affection. So in attachment, we are pulled by an emotion to chase a person, an object, a thing. We are pulled by an emotion to feel the sense of affection, sense of self-giving, not expecting. This is what the affection is. So when you cultivate new habits, replace the old one, you move into affection. Sometimes it happens, you meet a person, he is totally or she is totally a stranger, and still you feel a sense of affection. We don't recognize it. What we recognize is sense of attachment. Why? Because we are not practicing Dama. So in attachment, you give value to a person, thing, an object, an event outside with a sense of expectation. In Upasana, you give value, or in affection, you give value to the real self. How? You personify. You see the image of the god and goddesses in the world outside. Why I am doing so? I'm not worshipping God. I'm using the tool to change my mind, moving from attachment to affection. Are you getting it? Attachment to affection. If the attachment continues, it will create a veil on dispassion. You will lose the discernment, the right knowledge to think, speak, and act in the world. You will continue to suffer. So that is what we say it is a misalignment. Are you getting it? Misalignment. So one set of values in attachment leads to craving, expectation, desire outside, and when expectations are not met, then we suffer. And in affection, other set of values to evolve, to come down, to change my perception, that makes my mind very clear. You see, from where we are traveling from discernment, knowledge in the intellect, dispassion in the mind, and now that whatever the misalignment in our personality, attitude and behavior, we are working on that. Why we are working on that? To become a perfect seeker. You see, when you start learning, sometimes you are capable, you are ready. So first time I went for a driving license in New Jersey in 2007. So I had a license for New Delhi. I was living in the capital, so I had. So they no, you don't need to learn driving. You already know it. So you pass the written examination and I got the license. So it is not that everyone is on the same footing. What you think you are as a seeker make you capable and ready. Even in one go. Another thing that is very important in this, that Dama should be practiced all the time. Why? In the waking state, it is the five sense organs that perceives the respective objects. And if I do not maintain awareness, my mind will go back, misalignment will take place. I have to maintain my awareness. That how the mind through these sense organs perceive the person, an object, a thing, an event. Nobody dare to make you stressed, anxious. That is the rule of Dama. Dama is to be practiced. There is a simple mantra. We have heard Om Namah Shivaya. So you see my index finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then I 10, 9, 10. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Now just, I'm just giving a brief of it. Maybe one day we will complete this. Can you tell me how many sense organs are involved when I say 1? Sense of touch? Sense of sound? Sense of sight? So mind is coordinating all the three. Are you clear? When I say 1, how many sense organs I am touching? I am seeing, isn't it? And sound is also there. Right? Did you understand? How many sense organs are involved when I say by touching 1? I see it, I feel it, means touch, and I speak it. Do you see that? Do you feel that? It's not a big deal. So now I introduce a mantra. Om Namah Shivaya. So Shiva is a god and originator of yoga. Namah means not me and mine, only you are there. So now with all the three sense organs in the mind, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. So like this I continue by seeing it, feeling it and touch. Now reduce one sense organ. Remove one sense organ, sense of sight. So you do it with eyes open, three sense organs. Now you are doing it with two sense organ with eyes closed. Om Namah Shivaya. Do you see that? Om Namah Shivaya. Now remove another sound. Do it mentally. So what is happening now? The mind that was engaged in three sense organs now only engaged in one sense organ. Do you see the sense of touch? This is what the cultivation. Now what will happen? The time will come when you say Om Namah Shivaya, you perceive your mind has become the eye, your mind has become the touch, your mind has become the sound. Are you getting it? Now the mind is acting as three sense organ, and that too is inside. What will happen? Within few weeks, a new habit is cultivated. So when I used to do it, the time came when I used to say Om Namah Shivaya, I used to feel a tremendous vibration here as if somebody is touching. I see it. Om Namah Shivaya, I see it. I feel it. It sounds like that. But I'm not using any of the sense organs. So after that, what happens? Now you come into the world. So whatever your mind says, your sense organ perceive the same. What happens? You are in the state of meditation. If you get it, very good. If you don't get it, still very good. You will get it in the next session. Did you get it? So if you start, so the time came, sometime, even now, that habit is still there. I am talking to someone, and by the virtue of the habit, my mind starts, say that, it starts moving these fingers. And I remember. Cultivated new habit, replaced old habit. Dama. We are in the journey of becoming a seeker. That leads to the unity. So listen to it again and again and understand. If you have any question, we will definitely work on that. This is the last thing. This is what Patanjali explained. What Patanjali explained, that I have to practice mantra, japa, upasana with feeling, with knowledge. Feeling plus knowledge. What is feeling? That this image is the supreme consciousness. Why? I'm not following a cult in dogma, but I'm asking the mind, are you ready to change your habit? Once the habit is changed, drop it. Patanjali is very clear, that master, that you need not to believe in God. No blind belief, but use it as a tool, as an instrument to transform. Let us start our practice. Eyes are closed. Eyes are closed. Now see what I said. Now apply Sama and Dama. Make your body comfortable. How do you know it? The mind through the sense of touch. Sensation. Did I ever say now you will pick up easily? I said steady body, eyes are closed, and mind is looking inside. What I said then now see that. Fold your hand mentally in Namaste Mudra. Your thumbs are mentally touching the sternal notch, the first rib, at the center of the first rib. You feel a sense of touch with both the thumbs in the center of the rib cage. All the fingers join together, and the mind goes into the space at the center of the palm. Not me and mine. So what is that not me and mine? It gives a break to our old habits. Not me and mine means including behavior, attitude, things of which I used to get stress, duality. You're looking inside. But then you give a meaning to that namaste. That out of that emptiness, the real self will be revealed. What is that real self? That real self is self-existent, self-luminous, self-evident, of the nature of permanent happiness, truth, love, wisdom, bliss. Wow! Is that so? So there in the mind, the mantra then helps the mind to continue the journey. That is why in a couple of the sessions before we started, I will tell you the meaning and let the mind live into that knowledge. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Let everyone be, may there be well-being for all. Compare it with attachment and affection. Attachment, expectation, affection, self-giving. What is that giving? May there be well-being for all. Any thought, feeling comes into your mind. And you see how the mind not only calms down, but this mind gets a trigger to replace. We have been doing this mantra for so many weeks, but if you see the knowledge in it, it makes the difference. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. May there be peace for all. Not pieces, but may there be peace for all. Why is that pieces? Attachment. I am attached to one. I exclude the rest. Pieces. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. Even this may become your mantra during the day. May there be peace for all. In English or in Sanskrit, doesn't make any difference. The intent is there, feeling is there, emotion is there. One thing more, we exclude us when we say may there be peace for all. First you have to include yourself. Otherwise attachment will come. You will say, no, I've been seeking peace for everyone and still I'm suffering. What is that problem? Misalignment. Sarvesham purnam bhavatu. Purnam, whole, completeness. Sarvesham purnam bhavatu. May there be completeness in all. So there is something sitting behind the body and the mind who is complete, whole. I am searching that whole. And from there I find, may there be a completeness in all. So what is the knowledge? If I'm 100% complete in myself, is there a chance for attachment, reaction? Answer is no. You see, I didn't say stretch your body and do asanas and then you make your body comfortable. You all are sitting so steady. Our master says there is a power of knowledge. Sarvesham mangalam bhavatu. May there be auspiciousness, may there be happiness for all. For all. For all means excluding none. All inclusive in the mind. Changes the what? Changes that behavior pattern. Just you already know it. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Understand. Knowledge works, behavior changes instantly. Now we have turned the first preparatory step as one of the deeper steps, being comfortable. Sama and Dama both are included here. Explore that. What I say? I say look at the neck joint. Be there. Feel the sensation. Being comfortable and steadiness. Are you getting the sense? We started and we are still continuing with that. But if we don't have a right knowledge, then what happens? Then say, no, I've been doing it, it becomes habitual. What we are doing? We are replacing the habit. Look at the shoulder joints. Now this preparatory step becomes one of the important steps. Let me recheck. Look at the shoulder joints. Look. Feel. So I don't ask the sense organ of touch. I'm asking the mind. Just see the subtleness. So you have sensation, comfort, and steadiness, the entire body, from the top of the head to the toes, all the joints being there. Sensation, comfort, and steadiness. I believe you have understood. And then being carefree. Now just check how the Sama and Dama are involved in this step. What I said, being carefree, simple explanation, let the thought come, let it go. Then I explained that mind knocks your door like a salesman and you say thank you very much. Then I gave another example, birds flying in the sky. We lose awareness of the space or the sky. Does it? Does it has to do anything with the Sama and Dama? If I'm not aware of the state of the calmness behind all the thoughts, I cannot observe. First thing. Second, the influx of thoughts has to do with attachment. Hence, I am dispassionate. Even this step will take you into a deeper state of meditation. And in that state, we will continue. Even if the mind says, now I'm calm, Sama and Dama is there, we say, but what about your past impression? So what we do, start quick, short, gentle, breathing through both the nostrils, keeping your focus inside the head or the heart. Just continue and recheck, is the mind is really in Sama and Dama? Then your mind will never complain, it is enough. No, I can continue forever. Check it. That is the beauty. Sensation, comfort, steadiness is there, relaxation is there. You experience the stillness inside and you continue with a quick, short, gentle breathing as if it is a play and a fun. And stop this breathing, do nothing, recognize and accept the changes, and every change is for good. Move the mind on the entire body from the top to the toes. Why we are doing it? To confirm, mind, are you with me? Experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Check it again. The mind gently moves on the entire body. Sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Now move the mind inside the body from the crown of the head to the toes. You're looking inside into the space and the sensation. And experience calmness and quietness, my friends. Can you figure out? I have been guiding you this calmness and quietness. It has to do with the Sama and Dama. Unless, we are becoming a seeker, we don't pay attention to the subtle things going on in the mind. And now, let us go inside the heart, in the space, mentally, as if you are singing Om Namah Shivaya. You might have seen the image of the Shiva, or pick up any image. Pick up your even honey image. You epitomize your honey as a Shiva. That will work. So what is the first? Understand the meaning. You see the space, you pick a point, and then you say Om Namah Shivaya. So what is Om? Om is the real self. What is Namah? Not me and mine. No attachment. No idea of exclusive concentration on any object, thing, word. And Shivaya. The meaning of the word Shiva, it's the name of the god, but Shiva means auspiciousness, beauty, happiness that pervades everywhere. Now, because we have to invoke Dama practice, so we are asking the mind to work as three sense organ inside. And that will make you raise your awareness. Seeing Shiva, feeling Shiva, and you are already singing. So all the three sense organs are not working outside. Om Namah Shivaya. So you already understand. So every time the mind moves deeper within, finds the space, pick a point, stay there, and then sing Om Namah Shivaya. So the same mind perceives in the mind, perceive sense organ. 3. Sight, sound, touch. Why? Drop misalignment. Channelize. And it takes you very deep inside. The mind, because of its old habit, does not coin a thought at this moment pertaining to an object outside. We are saying the mind, you can work as all the five sense organs without their assistance. That gives you an experience of the infinite space. Remember, that gives you different visions and colors. I believe you're getting it. Continue. Om Namah Shivaya. You're adding the feeling and the love. Why? Understand what we discussed. Because of affection, not attachment. Me and mine is related to my old habits. What is then? A maze of the Shiva. Either you see that or you see the infinite space. Om is the name of the real self. It is the state of the pure consciousness. But main point in today's practice is Dama. We cultivate a habit in the mind that can work as five sense organs without them. Om Namah Shivaya. The mind has not to take help of anything outside. Is it not a withdrawal? Is the mind not moving within? Do nothing. Remain as you are in the state of doing nothing. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes. Know your experiences, bring the hands down. We will share our experiences now. How are you, David and Jerry?
Yeah, it was excellent. For me, it's that my practice is, I'm finding not just while we're doing the practice, but during life, day-to-day life, it's, affecting or helping me. So, lots of thoughts today, but no stickiness with any thoughts. The gardeners were here starting to make noise, I think.
Good.
No, just is. It's like background music that's not disruptive.
Not disruptive. One main point that you said, it is helping me in day to day life. What that means, my attitude, my behavior are undergoing a change. That's just so simple to understand. Beautiful. David, how are you, Jerry?
Sir, it was good. It was a nice, gentle kind of flow inward, but it also felt like I wasn't as deep. I'm not sure why, because it was very luminous and
Yeah, yeah.
so and likewise to David's point, just looking at always what is instead of what you want. Like maybe you want it to be or you wish it was, and you're looking for something else, right? So just being really appreciative of what is.
That's beautiful. It is the same thing, affection or attachment. What I want, what is. Beautiful. How are you, Brandy?
I'm well. It took a little while for me to get kind of settled into the meditation, and I think that was just indicative of your talk today, right? Like just getting that my mind is presenting a lot, and so it's this sorting out and this settling. I'm like, okay, just
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So it was a bit unsettled. That is what I talk about misalignment. So when it starts settling down, yeah, the recognition of that is also good. How are you, Lara?
I am good. Had an interesting experience because I had a pretty big asana practice with a client right before we started today, and so when we started the meditation, it was really bright, and then it got super dark. It was really quiet. So overall, it was a really quiet meditation for me today. But I think because I had done so much physical movement right prior to this, I was ready to settle. I do have a lot of mosquito bites because I have been visited by many mosquitoes over the past couple of days. So I was getting distracted with a few itches here and there, and then had to breathe into them as best as I can and let them go. So
You
but overall,
see,
it was really nice.
your mind accepted it was a deep and quiet meditation. So there is a very deep relationship between mosquito and meditation. So, so during these days we have to, our room should be mosquito free. Wonderful. You know, even in spite of other things outside, that creates a particular habit and a reaction. Okay, mosquito is there, but I had a quiet meditation. It's good. How are you, Stephen?
I'm good. A very calm, quiet meditation for me. Settled in immediately. The thing that stood out the most for me was I'm not going to say temperature changes because nothing really changed, but I had this warm sensation that was all within my chest while the rest of my extremities were ice cold. And that's what I've noticed in the whole from start to finish. It's actually still going on right now, so it's a little bizarre.
Bizarre was that when I react and attached. This is not bizarre. This is a better and a deeper experience. Because unknown, unrecognized experiences are labeled as bizarre, but we are, after all, it's a journey of the self-discovery. So every experience guides us and educates. We are going to talk. This is where comes the third treasure, titiksha. Now, uparati. So once we will do that, so you can relate your experiences to that. How are you, Vaibhav?
So I'm good. While doing the mantra Om Namah Shivaya at that time, so I was feeling like that I'm going to a dark space, and I'm just feeling like that I'm full of love and peace. So whatever my mind is throwing that space with love and peace, it start growing.
That's
It was
beautiful.
so, and whatever is coming from my mind, it dissolving into that. So I feel very relaxed at that time.
Beautiful. See the example. Hey, Stephen. So the moment I address Stephen, so I am aligned with it. Do I align with when I say Om Namah Shivaya? I can give you, see that. So the moment you are aligned, you have this experience, a manifestation, an expression, and the peace starts growing. That need to be understood. So that will come in all the four other treasures. Beautiful. How are you, Sangeeta? Then we will go there. Yeah.
सर एक अलग सा एक्सपीरियंस हुआ था जैसे स्पेस है और उसमें शिव के साथ जैसे फील हो रहा था तो ओम नमः शिवाय के साथ शिव के साथ अटैचमेंट फील हो
Very good. Yes, I think she narrated a very good point that she is attached to Shiva by chanting the mantra of Om Namah Shiva. Cultivating a new habit is also there. What is that? Example, I am attached to Stephen. No. Let me attach to David. So here it is. I am attached to so many things. Let me attach to Shiva with an image. So we shift that attachment. We'll understand that. So done. How are you, Christina?
Oh, there we go. I think you can hear me. Oh, yes. Sorry. I'm doing well. Thank you. Thank you for this morning. I tend to, I've noticed with cultivating something new for myself during these practices is giving peace to myself, because I notice myself all throughout the day. When I'm driving and someone cuts me off, all I think immediately is Sudhvi Sham Swastharahavatu, let there be peace to them in the rest of their drive. And that's it, and I don't get angry, but I thank you for today's practice because it reminded me that I needed to say that mantra to myself more often.
Yes,
so,
wonderful. What I heard from Stephen a couple of weeks before that he was doing it. You know, this doing should come to you naturally. It cannot be done by force. So when the mind was ready inside, you were aware and you do it. Now never leave it. No more mantra, I am in stress. Mantra is Sarvesham Swasthirvavatu. There are two mantras. You have to choose one. Good choice. How are you, Barbara and Jack?
There we go. I've noticed that the mind never really becomes jaded towards the sensations from meditating and looking inward. It's not like tasting the same thing over and over again, and its uniqueness sort of weakens. I've noticed that every time you meditate and look inward, the sensations change a bit, and it's never something that loses its power.
Yeah, I could see that. Can you narrate, when we both met first time? That will be interesting for all the participants.
When we met the first time, I was incredibly fidgety. I would lay on the floor to meditate, and at the age of 11, I guess, I was just sort of overexcited. My body could hardly stay still during the meditation. And then, of course, there were other breathing issues with regards to overexerting myself during the meditation. But with practice, those negative reactions disappear, and the positive results of practicing meditation don't weaken.
Beautiful. You know, we met when he was 11. Now he's 21. New Jersey. Wonderful. So, how are you, Barbara?
I feel very good. I mean, I started feeling really calm as soon as you started speaking, actually. And
Good.
when the meditation started, I just felt like I was floating, and everything seemed very, very bright.
Beautiful.
And then I just had a sensation of just feeling really happy.
Beautiful. That's a wonderful. So, I'm so happy we are undergoing the changes and in our attitude and our behavior, and the time comes we reach to that state. Any question? No question. That's better. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste.